Hey guys, welcome back to a new series on the channel. Meet the Athlete is what we're going to call it. I think this is going to be a really good series on this channel. So yeah, today's episode is the first episode that you guys are going to see, and the guest today is the one and only Fogdog, Adam Fogg. So I'll put a link down to his channel down below if you want to check it out, and his Instagram as well. A really top-notch runner, and I have to say a class guy as well. Honestly, one of the nicest guys I've ever met in the running world. So please do check him out, subscribe to him and all of that jazz. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the interview. Guys, right, so we're here with the interview with Fogdog, the one and only. So the first question I've got for you, Adam, is what is your favourite session?
All right, so I've kind of a couple of years ago, I would have never said this, but I've kind of really grown to love the longer stuff. So a couple of years ago, I was much more speed focused and definitely would have always favoured the shorter kind of track stuff and kind of those more lactic type workouts, I guess. But since coming to America, I've really kind of grown to love like the longer tempos and stuff. I don't know if I've got one particular favorite session, but one that we do, other than like just going for a long tempo run, say like an 8-mile kind of tempo run. Something we do here at Drake, our coach loves it, is cruise interval 800 reps.
Okay. You're going to have to explain that to me.
Yeah. So a couple of years ago, I absolutely hated them. Because I don't know, I was just unfit. I wasn't strong. I hadn't done the mileage to kind of handle it. But basically, I think the point of doing cruise interval 800 reps is to kind of feel out just quicker than your cross country race pace. You get 1 minute recovery and you pretty much go until you can't do any more reps. They're not all out by any means. They're kind of like, I don't know, just quicker than threshold pace. So you're kind of pushing that and working like reasonably hard without being all out. So yeah, my best cruise interval 800 session was probably about 2 months ago now in America. And I did 15 reps, 1 minute recovery the whole way through, averaging 216, 217. And when you can bang out a session like that, like you by the end you're working pretty hard, but you're never like going over the top, and you should always feel like you can if you had to, you could do another 1 or 2 reps. And it's with the long stuff, I love it because you know when you're fit and you can feel it.
Fitness doesn't lie, sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know, in some of the short stuff you can kind of get away with like I guess not being like super fit, but you're always going to get found out in like a longer workout. And at the same time, they get you extremely fit, I think. So yeah, I love that sort of stuff now.
Yeah, see, the same sort of thing with me. So back when I was unfit, I used to love the 10-200s, that sort of thing. And now that I'm fitter, I like the 5x2K off 90 seconds and things like that. So no, I completely sympathize with that.
Yeah, I just feel like you actually really feel the benefit a lot as well, or at least mentally. If you can get through it, you're like, this is going to really help me and really benefit me moving forward. So yeah, I love it.
Brilliant. So so the next thing is, what is your least favorite? I don't want to say the one you hate, because we're runners. We won't be putting putting ourselves through things we hate. But the session that you go, so
anything with hills, and thankfully here, I know they're good for you. I know that hills are good for you, and we probably maybe should do them more, honestly. But I really struggle with hills. We haven't done too many hill sessions this semester, but a couple months ago, kind of in preparation for cross country, we did like a hilly tempo to start the workout. And then I think 8 by like 400 hills. So it's kind of like 8 by approximately 1 minute up a pretty steep hill. Obviously just over a minute for running 400. But yeah, they're really pretty tough, and I struggle with hills. I'm just not built for them, I guess. Might sound like I'm making excuses and I should just train them more, but yeah, no, I really do find them pretty tough. And there's no workout in particular where I really, get worried and think, oh, I don't like this, unless it's something to do with hills. And then
it's definitely that workout that I probably miss out way too much. And yeah, and it's the workout that, because I don't enjoy it as much, I consider it less important, but I know that I need to be doing it often.
It's tough. It is tough because they are supposedly very beneficial, but it's kind of hard to fit everything in. I think you gotta plan it out.
And I've got to pick and choose, haven't you? So yeah,
exactly, without overdoing it. You don't want to just get hills in there just for the sake of doing hills if you're gonna tire yourself out too much. So yeah.
Moving on into another question. So what is your favorite shoe in your rotation? So some people, they have legal reasons why they can't answer this question, so it's completely up to you whether you answer this question or not.
No, nothing legal stopping me. I mean, at Drake we're in Adidas school. Adidas for any Americans out there. And I really do. I did a session yesterday in the Adios Pro 2, which is kind of like the next percent equivalent. For easy running, Supernovas, Adidas Supernovas are like, I do everything in them pretty much just because like they're the shoes that we get, and I find that I can pretty much within reason like run easy in any shoe. I've never really had a problem. So at the moment, all my easy running's in Adidas Supernovas. But I really for sessions, I've fallen into the trap of always working out in carbon plated shoes. Probably not ideal, but oh man, you feel so much better. So
I've tried to wait as long as possible to start using carbon plated shoes in my training, but now my next percent to my blue pair, now they've got old enough that they're not usable for races. Now I just start wearing them for training, and it's such a bad habit to get into.
Oh, it's so nice though. You just feel so good. And yeah, so pretty much for workouts, the Adidas Adios Pro 2 and the Next Percent. I've got both of them. My Next Percent's like Next Percent 2. They're pretty ruined now. But
yes, see, my dad is always been Adidas over Nike. So
really?
You're the second guest that I've had on the channel, and you're the second person that said Adidas Pro 2 is their main shoe. So he's going to be absolutely buzzing right now.
100% record. Wow.
But I'm still team Next Percent, unfortunately.
I mean, honestly, yeah, I'm kind of on the fence. I love them both. They're both good. They are both good.
Well, you don't have to pick, do you? I mean, you can.
No, exactly. Yeah, I'll take them both.
So the next question is basically, what's your worst injury sustained from running? So for me, it was my quadricep tear in January. But what's the worst injury that you've sustained?
Yeah, touch wood. I've been pretty lucky with injury, and I say lucky because I'm not great with recovery stuff. I think I really do think like genetics and sleep and diet definitely probably have a fair bit to say for injuries. I haven't ever had anything really major, so I've never had a stress fracture. I've never like torn a hamstring or anything like that. The biggest thing I can think of is in 2016 and then again in 2019, the exact same thing in both sides at the same time for about a 3-week period, probably both times. It was really weird. Peroneal tendonitis. So your peroneals kind of run from
your perineals.
Yeah, from I think near your toes, they go under your ankles and up to like the outside of your knees.
Yeah.
And in 2016, then again in 2019, for about the same period of time, both times, about a 3-week period maybe. It's just like this, it comes on really suddenly, and it's just like pretty unbearable pain right underneath your ankles, and that's the only spot I could feel it in. But I couldn't run basically. And within a couple of weeks, it went from being one day really bad to gone, and then
it's such a weird one, isn't it? So
it's really strange. Yeah.
So I'd not to talk about myself too much, but I'm a qualified sports massage therapist, and whenever I give a runner a massage, their perineals are always awful. It's just one of those muscles. It's hard to stretch, so it's hard to
Really
feed and
tight?
improve. Yeah, it's
They're
really.
really tight. Really? Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I assume mine are, and that's probably what causes it. But
Probably. When you come back
I
to
don't know.
England, you have to come to my
Yeah,
clinic room.
yeah, loosen me up. Yeah, no, sounds good.
Anyway, so the next question. So I'm a bit of a. I've got my little routines, my little. I don't know. I've forgotten the word for it, but my little things that I have to do every single race. So what is one thing that you do every single race, like pre-race routine, whether it's wearing your lucky pants, eating the same food? What is it for you?
Yeah. I don't really have much of a proper routine. I try and eat decently, I guess, in the week, like leading up. Um, Always trying to have like a good meal the night before, and then the day of, I definitely rather feel like a little bit full than completely empty. So I always like try and eat, and depending on where I am, that kind of changes like what I can eat. Usually I have something like a peanut butter and honey sandwich or like a couple of wraps. About 2.5 hours out, maybe 3 hours out. And yeah, other than that, I've got very into like having caffeine before races. I used to have a double espresso before
really?
every
A coffee
race.
guy. Yeah.
I never feel anything from it. Honestly, I swear I don't feel any different. But it's like something I have to do, and maybe like, well, there's all these studies on caffeine, and supposedly it's like really beneficial for endurance sports, including like distance running. So I used to have a double espresso, never like enjoyed having it, and don't think I ever really felt much from it. Maybe I felt like a little bit of a buzz or whatever. But now I have like some sort of like pre-workout stuff, just like C4 pre-workout, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
can't
I take like a couple of caffeine tablets before I race.
yeah,
I've never been a coffee guy, but I've got some
yeah,
friends who are pretty high up in terms of like the running world, and they've always said that they take caffeine tablets. I personally don't think it makes any difference. I haven't felt a
yeah,
massive difference, but it's now like a routine, and I have to do it. It's
exactly.
my lucky caffeine tablets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I always do it, and rarely do I feel much different. But I don't know. It's part of the routine, and that's the way it is. So that's the way it'll stay, I
Oh,
guess.
cool. So the next thing is your biggest goal that you're achieving, or maybe going into 2022 chasing. So yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to be able to, say making an international team in 2022.
Which team would you pick, by the way?
Oh, I've swapped to GB.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I am GB. Yeah, so it would be England for the Commonwealth Games, and then GB for World Champs, European Champs, and the Olympics. Which is tough. Australia is pretty tough as well at the moment, to be honest. But yeah, for 2022, while I'm still in college, I want to. Last year, well, in March 2021, I was fourth indoor in the mile at nationals, and I'd love to do at least that again, if not better. I might not be running the mile though; it might end up being the 3K
Yeah.
for indoor. So doing well indoor and then doing well outdoor as well. I guess in terms of time, like I'm not super focused on it, but I want to run quick. Like I mentioned in a podcast maybe a week or two ago that probably sub 3:37 for the 1500. And then with that, I think probably maybe sub 3:55 ish in the mile. Definitely achievable, but going to be very tough to achieve. But yeah, I pretty much just want to finish off my collegiate career, probably.
You're definitely going to be up there next year if they're the sort of like times you're aiming for. Because I know guys that have done 3:39, 3:40 for 15, and they've just made like the GB team for the cross country. So if you're aiming for 3:37, you've definitely got to be up there somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to make European under 23s for track in the summer. And I got sick. I got a little bit injured after NCAAs. Didn't end up running the trials. because I was actually in quarantine in England when the trials happened.
Really?
Yeah, then I wanted to try and make the GB under-23 cross team, but I put my name down, didn't get selected, understandably. I mean, the team that's going is pretty strong. But yeah, it's my final year as an under-23, so got to step it up a notch, I guess, if I want to make international teams.
Pull your finger out, yeah. Pull your finger out.
Yeah, exactly. Get to work, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, one day in the future.
Okay, so the next question, I feel like I pretty much know the answer to this. I feel like all kind of elite runners have the same sort of mantra when it comes to this sort of thing. But the PB that you're most proud of, that race that that's the one that sticks in your head that you go, I ran superbly on that day.
Yeah. For me, recently, I feel like Podium 5K was really good for me at the end of the English summer.
Because you won that, didn't you?
Yeah. So I won that, beat Tom Mortimer, who's like England's top under-23 at the moment, pretty much. One of the best in the country, really, over 5K. And I ran 13:45 on the roads to beat him. And that really stands out for me as being like a pretty solid performance, especially considering like the kind of training I was doing. I was just like kind of in a bit of a base period. I was coming back to America like 3 or 4 days after that race. So I was kind of focused on like the American cross country season that was coming up. But while I've been at college in America, like no one here would have a clue what Podium 5K is. So it wouldn't really mean anything to anyone that, you know, I won Podium 5K. So it would have
that's pretty big over here, though. I mean,
yeah.
I think the Podium 5K that happened today was a bit more low key because I think it was only like a 14:30 that won it. Whereas the one next year will likely be a much bigger, like the one that you won.
Yeah, my cousin Pierce, shout out to Piercey Clish. He actually ran, and he ran like 15:24, I think. But he said conditions were awful. I don't know if it was wind or what. But
likely, yeah. I mean, yeah. I know it's different part of the country, but even here it was like 30-mile-an-hour winds today. Yeah. So yeah,
rough.
And it's on like an airfield sort of type place, I think. So it's so open. Yes.
Yeah. No, that makes it tough. But in terms of like the PB, that people in America would probably understand most. Going back to that fourth in the country in the mile, I ran 3:57 that day. To come fourth, and I think at the moment that's probably like the one PB that really stands out. Hopefully in, I don't know, 2 or 3 months I'll have rewritten it, but for the time being, yeah, I'll say that
3:57 on an indoor track as well. I think like what you could do outside.
Yeah, it is a quick indoor track. That Arkansas track is quick.
But so many more bends, like
yeah.
Slow you down.
Yeah. I don't know. Supposedly it does. It is meant to be like worth a couple of seconds going outdoor, I think. So hopefully I'll take it.
3:55 maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see. Hopefully I can just run a little bit quicker indoor anyway, and then yeah, outdoor it'll be the 1500 again or 500. Yeah, who knows?
Got a big season ahead of you.
Yeah, hopefully.
So yeah, and then the final question that you've been able to prepare for, before I hit you with some quickfire questions, is the one race that you recommend everyone would do or should do.
Yeah, I know you had like London Marathon down as an example for that, but I've never really done any kind of big fun runs or anything like that, or any big kind of runs in cool places, I guess, that people should definitely go to. I think honestly, parkrun is something that people, especially if you're not super involved in running, is something that you should get down to.
You just want to dip your toe in. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I know in England you've got a parkrun on every corner of every street. It's like they're all over the place. Here in America, if there's any Americans listening, you're probably going to kind of struggle to find one. Yeah, I mean, there might be maybe 50 in the country, maybe. It might be way more than that. It
surprises me, that sort of thing. I feel like America is such a the sort of country that everyone wants to socialize and stuff. That it makes sense for me for there to be loads of park runs in America.
Yeah, And they really took off in Australia as well, because when I was there just last year, like they came back after Corona, and everyone loves parkrun. Everyone got back into it. It's a really good way of, you get to run a 5K, you get a time, you get your placing. Not that it really means anything, but it's a really good social way of getting involved with running and learning a bit more about what running is. And so many people who think, oh, I'll go and do one parkrun, end up being like parkrun tourists or like parkrun addicts who go around and do all these different parkruns, and they get really fit from it. You can start doing parkrun weekly, and then you might want to start training for it, and then
I think parkrun's it's really good for every sort of level. Like I consider I'm up the upper end of runners, but I still head down to parkrun, give it a 5K time trial, just see what
exactly. No, 100%. It's good. Parkrun's really good. Yeah,
good stuff. Right, so I've got some quick fire questions for you, just to see. These are all running related, and then I've got one kind of wild card question left at the end. So the first quick fire question is miles or Ks?
Ks. So much easier. It just makes so much more sense.
Okay, tempos or hills? Oh, I feel like this is obvious.
Tempos, yeah.
I feel like that's going to be the same answer for everybody. I don't think anyone's picking hills.
More likely, yeah.
Morning run or evening run?
Morning.
Really? Okay.
In Australia, I was getting up so ridiculously early. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Here we're a lot more kind of lazy with it, but morning. I'll always be a morning man.
See, I know the answer to the next question because I've seen all your videos and I've seen all your posts and stuff, so I can just tell. But split shorts or half tights?
Half tights. Yeah. Although I did actually do a couple of workouts pretty recently in split shorts, and I honestly think it might have been the first time ever on the channel.
Really?
With me wearing split shorts in a workout, in a session. Yeah, but half tights, especially for racing now, I'm a half tights man.
Yeah, I'm definitely team split short, unfortunately, but we can we can have our differences there. It's fun. Next one is road, track, or cross country. Which would you pick of the three?
Track. Yeah.
And then the final question is foam roller or muscle gun?
Oh, massage gun, without a doubt.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Surprised me. I'm definitely more of a foam roller guy.
I've got one right here.
Have you?
And I'm pretty bad with it, honestly. I'm not great with my recovery. Everyone's got areas they need to improve on. And kind of related to running, recovery for me is something I could definitely do with working on. But the gun is just so good for you just can sit there and
I think I've got one down here. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Good. I do prefer the foam roller, I have to say. But when you're this is one off Amazon, so it's not like a branded one.
Oh, true. Nice. Yeah.
But I've got my dad's got a pulse roll one downstairs as well. This is just like when I'm lazy and I'm sat in bed, just
exactly. That's the thing with foam rolling. You actually have to put a bit of effort in. It might be more effective. I mean, it probably is if you properly foam roll. But God, the massage gun is so easy.
Cool. Just before I finish with the last question, can I just say the mullet is looking superb? I might have to try that next year. Maybe is it the streamline gets you those extra seconds off? Yeah.
It's getting pretty lengthy, honestly. I don't know if my hair's ever been this long at the back. You can't really see it. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
You set a bit of a trend there in America, so maybe if I did it over here, it would start. But
yeah, you could really get it to take off. My friend Sam King, he bought a proper hairdressing set the other day. He ordered it online and it got delivered yesterday, I think. Yeah. And last night I went around and gave a few boys haircuts. I'm learning the tricks of the trade, I guess, to actually fade it in. It wasn't great, but I did a couple of the boys there. Gave him a little fade with the mullet, so it kind of fades.
It doesn't look like a botch job at all. It's maybe you should put in your list of jobs and YouTube runner hairdresser. That's your next thing you've conquered.
I'm a barber. Yeah.
Anyway, so the final question, nothing running related, but does pineapple belong on pizza?
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
does. Yes, thank you for that. Right. So
Yeah.
I had Luke Duffy on last week. I haven't posted the video just yet, but he was so against pineapple on pizza, and I'm glad I've got another pineapple lover in the house.
I can't believe people don't like it, honestly. It's just like
Just makes
fresh.
sense. Just makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
You've got to
It's
combat that greasiness of the pizza with some like
absolutely.
freshness, kind of
It
palate
makes
cleansing.
it makes
Yeah.
it a healthy meal, really. Doesn't it? Yeah.
Nutritional. Anyway, guys, so this has been the I don't know, Meet the Athlete series. Haven't really given it a name as such yet. But yeah, so this has been Adam Fogg. So thank you so much for coming on the channel. Small channel right now, but hopefully when it's a bit bigger, you'll be looking back going, I'm glad I did that.
On that. Yeah.
So,
No problem. Thank you for having me.
So thanks a lot. So cheers, guys. Thanks for sticking around for the video. Please like, subscribe, share with your own buddies, and I'll catch you in the next one.